Her name is Corinne Bailey Ray. She got the same middle name as me. But it was nice. I went with moms, and I got to enjoy it. We got to, just walk around and listen to some beautiful music. It was a wonderful environment. It was a wonderful event, you know. Um, it was fun, sometimes you gotta go out and experience things. So, and even she said it. She was like, "We're all here in this space together, a once in a lifetime, moment." You know, and that's what it was. You don't know if you'll have that again unless you go to more of her concerts. I probably listen to her music some more, but she reminds me of some of the indie R&B female artists of like the 2000s. My mom was saying that she sounds like Shirley Bassey. If you know who that is, then I thought she kind of reminded me of Floetry a little bit, but that's who are also British as well. But Corinne she's from England, and it was a nice thing. It was a nice event, and she told us like the backstories with the particular songs, and towards the end, she got off stage, and she was dancing with the crowd. She was dancing with us in the crowd, but like in the front. And everybody that was in the front, or everybody that wanted to go up to the front and dance with her, they went to dance with her. But like 0 to 100, it got crowded. And then she was like, "Oh, this is a mess." She was like, "Oh, this is a mess." And she put everybody on the thing. I was like, I thought about going up there, but I was like, once I leave there, oh, once I leave there, it's gonna be hard to get out because the whole park was crowded. So it'd be hard to get out. That was my main concern, was once it was time to leave. And so we ended up leaving early to make sure that we were able to avoid the heavy traffic. So, but we had a good time. It was fun. Um, you know, that was fun event. It's something I could probably do again because it's for the summertime. It's like every Saturday in the summer, 7 o'clock, and it was really fun. That's what I'm gonna say. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that was how it was. So I was having a real good day. Got to enjoy that. Did a lot of walking. Did a lot of movement. A lot of talking. Just sometimes just to get out, and experience life and enjoy life around people. The only thing is, I not that I don't like. I enjoy being in public spaces. It's just I like to have a little bit of space. I like to have some space. It's hard for me to like just be in a space where it's like super crowded, where I can barely put my two hands together, or where every time somebody walks by you, they gotta bump you to get through. You know, I understand that there's certain places, if you're gonna go to certain places, it's gonna be crowded. It's gonna be like that. And usually, not that I avoid them, but I try to be in spots where I have room to actually breathe. And when I'm around a whole bunch of people and I'm crowded in a space and I'm just like, it kind of flares up my anxiety a little bit, you know. And like when I'm at the say when I'm at the beach, like when people are walking on the boardwalk, I usually don't walk. I usually don't walk on the boardwalk. I'm usually walking towards the sand, going towards the water, and then I'm walking on the sand. I don't walk where everybody else is walking in the most crowded spots. I just That's just because I don't like having to turn and move and do all of this or bump or all of that stuff. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I always try to maneuver to avoid that. So I'm like, I just try to avoid it altogether if I can. If there's a way that I can, I do it. If not, then I kind of ugh, just breathe in, breathe out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've gotten a lot better at handling it over the years. Before, it used to be just like when people were walking, I was walking with people, I would be standing in this particular spot, and I'd be like, I don't want to walk through that heavy crowd. It like, oh, where are we? I need to know where we're going. Where are we going? If we're going to a spot that has a little bit of space, okay. But if not, then I'd rather just stay back here a little bit. I'd rather stay back here. Or if we're sitting somewhere, then sit there. I'd rather not stand in a like a heavily crowded spot. I'm just like, I can barely breathe. I can barely stand on my own 2 feet right there. I'm like, nah, that's not. I'm like, I need to know where we're going. Like, why am I walking through all that? And then you might be confused. You're like, oh no, it's not over here. And then we end up going back through an even more crowded spot. And I'm like, nah. I don't really like this. Like, I got a whole bunch of thoughts going on in my mind, and I'm trying to just go through it, and it's crazy, bro. I feel like Zoinks, like Zoinks, like Zoinks, you know. But that's really what it does to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always try to avoid being the most crowded spots. I try to be in the spots that have less people around. Even on the sidewalk, when the sidewalk is crowded, I'm like, I go into the street and walk along the street because I'm like, I don't want to be like put in a small space while walking. That's what it does. Like, I don't want to be put in a small space while walking because sometimes the sidewalks are so narrow and you got a bunch of people walking through, and I'm like, I don't want to have to move to the side. Let me just go walk into the street and then go through there. Especially if it's narrow, even if there's nobody there, I'm like, I don't want to have to, like, I'm going to walk on the street while I have all this space that I need. And then I just do it like that. I just do it like that. You know, that's the thing. But like those public spots, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. I just wanted to tell y'all about my day and stuff like that. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. And I'm going to tell your friends, tell their friends to tell their friends, and all that stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy, and then I'll start back up with the A's again and stuff like that. So you're gonna see me tomorrow, and we're gonna have a good time. So yeah, peace.